Okay, so in this video we have a bonus challenge in the alien versus human exercise that we're doing. We have to create a method, public int get power, that returns the power in the human and alien class. We have to also, in the alien class, modify the take damage method so it takes a human as an input, and the code inside the method must look like this. So this is like the code that should go inside, and we have to do the same thing for the human class. Okay, so read this, try to do it, and I'll do it now. Alright, so to do this, we're gonna go to Visual Studio, and then we're going to go to the alien class, for example, and we need to create a method that returns the power. So we're gonna type in public int get power, and inside this method we just have to return the power. Okay, like that. We have to do the same thing for the human class. So let's go to the human class and do the same thing. Public int get power, and we're going to return the power. All right, so we have the first part done. Let's go to the slides and see what we have to do next. In the alien class, modify the take damage method so it takes a human as an input, and the code looks like that. Okay, so we have to go to Visual Studio, and inside the human class, for example, or let's start with the alien class if you want. Inside the alien class, we have to modify the take damage function. So we have to receive, the alien has to receive a human. So human 1, for example. This is the input that this method is going to take. And inside here, instead of taking away 50, we're going to take away we're going to call the human 1 dot get power. So in this case, we're calling the we're actually calling the get power from the alien class, and we can call the get power because the get power method is a public method inside the human class. So we're calling the get power. This is gonna give us the power of the human, which is 20, and then it's going to multiply it by 2. And we're going to take that away from the health of the alien every time we call the take damage method. So the thing that we have done here with the alien, sorry, we have to do the same thing with the human. So let's go to the human class, and inside the take damage, it should receive an alien. So alien 1, we can call it. And in here, by the way, the name of the input doesn't really matter. I could put here an A if I wanted, right? The important thing is the type of the parameter. This is just the name of the parameter. So I just write in alien because it's more clarifying, but the name could be anything, okay? The important thing is the type of the input that is taking. All right, so we have to take away the alien 1 dot get power times 2. So the power of the alien is 60, so we're going to take away 120 every time we call this method. So it's very important that whenever you modify a script, you don't forget to just save the script. So hitting Ctrl S, make sure there is no asterisk here. In the human and alien here at the top, there's no asterisk. That means that everything is saved. And now what we have to do, let's see what else we have to do. Okay, so now what we have to do is that in the start method of the main class, we have to call the take damage method on both objects again, but this time with the corresponding input. It should look something like this. Okay, so we have the alien and the human, they're both taking damage, but this time the take damage method of the alien takes a human, and the take damage method of the human takes an alien. All right, so let's do it. Let's go back to Visual Studio, let's go to the main class, and the first thing you notice is that there's a red line below the take damage of both objects. So why is this? If you hover the mouse, it says a black box appears, a small dialog box, and it says there is no argument given that corresponds to the required formal parameter alien 1. So what it's basically telling us is that now that we have modified the take damage in both classes, what it's telling us is that it is expecting an input, and we have to give it an input because we have defined it with an input. So the human one is expecting an alien in the take damage function, so let's give it an alien. So in this case, our alien is alien 1, and in the case of the human, our human is called human 1. So, but just to make sure that you understood this alien 1 doesn't have to be the same as this as this alien one in here. This could be an A, you could put anything you wanted it here. But the important thing is that here you passing the name of the object, of the actual object that exists, which is human one in the case of the human and alien one in the case of the alien. Alright, so now we have successfully modified everything. So now you can just hit Ctrl S, go back to the Unity editor, hit play, and you can see that initially the human has 200 of health and the alien has 500 of health. But then after they both take damage, now the human has 120 less of health. It has 80 and the alien has 460. Alright, so we have successfully done everything we needed to do for this chapter, for this section of the course. I'll see you in the next video.